I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Miss Martin.
Here.
Mayor Caulfield.
Here?
Mr. Conway.
Here.
Miss Doherty. She's absent. Miss Fattacante.
Here.
Mr. Leahy.
Here.
Mr. Leary.
Here.
6 present, 1 absent.
We all have the revised agenda. Under the old agenda, we're going to have a special order of business, but this agenda's been revised, so we're going to move right on to accepting the minutes of the October 29th meeting and the minutes of the November 4th, 2009 meeting. I'll entertain a motion to accept those minutes by Dave Conway, seconded by Regina Fattacante. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Those minutes have been accepted and placed on file.
Thank you.
Permission to enter, Madam Superintendent.
Thank you, Your Honor. Robert F. Kennedy Children's Action Corp. for $76,373 to provide for the out-of-district tuition costs for one student enrolled and receiving services as outlined in the Special Education IEP. Funding provided by the Special Education Department budget, Special Education tuition account, the Town of Falmouth, for the amount of $15,974 to provide for the out-of-district tuition costs for 2 students enrolled and receiving services as outlined in the Special Education IEP. Funding provided by the Special Education Department budget, Special Education tuition account.
Motion to approve by Connie Martin, seconded by John Leahy. Roll call.
Miss Martin.
Yes.
Mayor Caulfield.
Yes.
Mr. Conway.
Yes.
Miss Doherty. Miss Fattacante.
Yes.
Mr. Leahy.
Yes.
Mr. Leary.
Yes.
6 yeas, 1 absent, approved.
Did I also include the special meeting of the Monday, November 16th? Did I include that when we accepted the minutes?
That's an oral report, I think.
It's a subcommittee report? Okay.
No, it's an oral report because I don't have the minutes yet for that. That was just Monday, I didn't get it done.
Memorials. Committee as a whole. June Chandler, cook manager at Lowell High School cafeteria. John Jack Riley Jr., member of a prominent family. Christian Gulateri, 5th grade student at St. John d'Arc Elementary School. Ralph B. Holt, grandfather of Wendy Zyla, clerk at the LeBlanc School. Socrates Estingus, also a member of a very prominent family in our city. Let us rise with darkened chambers for a moment of silence. Thank you. May they rest in peace.
Thank you, thank you.
Unfinished business, early release days for professional development, pre-K through 8 level. We have public participation. Anita Downs, 48 West Forest Street, Lowell, Mass, to speak on the proposed early release days.
Went to kindergarten in the Lowell Public Schools. On September 21st, 2009, Citywide Parent Council met with Dr. Scott as part of our scheduled monthly meeting, and one of the topics we discussed was that early release proposal. After questions and concern were asked and answered, CPC members present voted to support this proposal. And we just wanted to say, given the current budget restraints, we realize that administrators have to come up with new and creative ways to bridge gaps. And they're being created by these budget restraints that we can't do anything about. The Lowell school system has changed so much since my kids started here. And any way we can help as parents, to work together to improve our existing educational process. We need to do it. If parents can help by making this sacrifice, we're willing to do it. I think the parents' biggest concern when we met about this proposal was that taking time off from work may be challenging for many in this economy. So we're just asking that communication about these days be ongoing and that school staff work with parents, PTOs, school site councils, nonprofits, other agencies to try and plan for alternative childcare during these days. So just keep reaching out, that's all we're asking. Keep reminding people that this is going to happen, and keep working together. And any way that we can support you guys in furthering our kids' education, we're happy to do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Anita. Thank you. I request a suspension of the rules to allow Paul Georges and Kathleen McLaughlin to speak. So moved by Dave Conway. Seconded by Regina Pattacani. All in favor of the suspension of the rules signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The suspensions are in order. Mr. Georges.
Thank you, Mayor Caulfield, members of the school committee. I just rise to support the notion of the release days for the elementary and middle school teachers. It's extremely difficult for them to create the time they need to do the collaborative work that's so important in moving the system forward. It's one time that they can all be in the same place at the same time, talking about kids they have together as teams to look at the individual results or the needs of students. We believe it's extremely important. Virtually every other school system across the state has release time for teachers built into the school year. 2, I think, is 2 days that's being proposed is certainly a very modest proposal for the remainder of the year. In fact, I'd encourage you to consider more time than that as time goes on. But certainly the 2 would be a good pilot to at least get an idea and afford the practitioners the time to get together to make the kinds of recommendations and team working that needs to be done in order to improve the system. I'd ask Kate McLaughlin, who is Executive Vice President of the UTL, she has contact, and I will tell you that every teacher I've spoken to is in favor of this, unofficially, as a poll and in discussions going from school to school, so they certainly support this motion too. But I would ask Kate, who give you a much more thorough sort of discussion about what will take place. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, School Committee, for the opportunity. My name is Kate McLaughlin. I live at 11 Demerle Street. Nobody takes taking away instructional time lightly, especially teachers, and we wouldn't ask, and the administrators wouldn't ask if we didn't think it was extremely important, and I so appreciate the support of the parents in this endeavor, too. We desperately need the time. We know what we need to do instructionally. We spend a tremendous amount of time analyzing data and continuing to refine our curriculum and our instruction, and we desperately need the time together, especially in vertical teams, which is really difficult. You've already made the commitment to our grade level teams, which is fabulous, but we need also that time vertically, and these 2 days will really give us that in the school level. I'm currently a math coach right now, and I know I've joked around with everybody, I can fill 3 weeks worth of time with excellent professional development for our teachers. So if you give us 2 afternoons, I promise it will be well worth your time, and I'd be happy to invite you to any one of ours at the Bailey School, especially if you'd like to stop by and see. But we really ask for your support on this, and we know it's going to be difficult for families, and we don't want to lose instructional time, but we wouldn't ask if it weren't really important. So thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. Any comments from the committee? Connie, Bob?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. I appreciate hearing from parents and from teachers, and I also want to thank the administration for implementing our recommendations, I believe at our last meeting, where we did do a Connect Ed phone call to all of our families here in the city. We did use a letter that went home to all of our families, as I think, and I remember saying it at the time, to really do our due diligence and find out from families exactly how big a hardship this was going to be. Looking at the report we received, it was responses were extremely in single digits. I think we saw about 6. responses that, of parents who had concerns, and I'm confident we'll be able to help those families to accommodate this. But I think having done all the work that this committee certainly asked to be done, I'll be supporting the motion to move forward with it. And I think as the union has stated, I think it really is going to make for a very interesting day that hopefully we will be able to have some committee members there to check it out and see what's going on. So thanks to all who kind of did all the homework to make this possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on with the agenda, if the committee has no issues or problems with me reading the motion from the chair, I will. And the motion speaks for itself by Mayor Edward Caulfield for the mayor and the members of the school committee to present the evaluation of superintendent of schools, Dr. Chris Augustus Scott, on Wednesday, December 2nd, 2009, after the regularly scheduled meeting. Seconded by Regina Fattacani, and the motion is in jest. After we go through the agenda, we can take a 5-minute recess, whatever you like to do, get the evaluation of the superintendent into the homes and get it on TV and so forth, and let's move on. And you all have a legal opinion on your desk from Solicitor O'Connor, and I think she more or less spells it out according to the law. So all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Madam Superintendent.
Your Honor, could we just go back to the time for half-day releases? And I think we need a vote of the committee on that particular proposal. On the half-day releases? Could we go back to that, sorry, and just get a vote, I believe?
Sure.
Yeah. I would make a motion, Mr. Mayor, to instructing the administration to move forward in implementing 2 half-day professional development days between now and the end of the current school year.
Seconded by Mr. Conway. I'm sorry about that. Roll call.
Do we have the dates, though? The 2 dates?
Yes.
Can I have the 2 dates?
The dates are February the 24th and the May 19th, and the high school has been instructed on 2 different times now to change the May 17th date, of March, sorry.
So they're going to be doing the same days as the others?
The February the 24th and the May 19th coincide.
And the high school will do both?
They're their dates, so we just aligned with them.
With them, perfect.
Have we ever had early release days before?
Yes.
So that doesn't fall into that calendar?
Yes.
Okay. John?
Sure, thank you. When's February vacation? That's not February vacation week?
The week before, I believe.
Oh, it is? All right, because usually it's in the 20s. Okay.
Okay. No more discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Martin? Mayor Caulfield?
Yes.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Ms. Doherty? Ms. Fattacante?
Here, yes?
Mr. Leahy?
Yes.
Mr. Leary?
Yes.
6 yeas, 1 absent, approved.
Thank you. The last motion of the evening is by John Leahy. Requests from the Lowell High School a report on the enrollment numbers and progress of the Latin Lyceum program. Motion seconded by Jim Leary. On the motion, John?
Thanks, Jim. Thank you, Your Honor. I just, motion basically speaks for itself. I'd just like to get an update and see what's going on. I did have a few concerns from some parents so I'd just like to see exactly what the requirements are along with the test, and just, a quick update on how we're doing and how the program's running despite all the budget cuts. Thank you.
Okay. Any discussion on the motion? If none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The subcommittee reports, curriculum subcommittee report on the approval of the minutes of November 9th, 2009. Connie Martin, Chair.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. We did hold a meeting of the curriculum subcommittee on November 9th at noontime. Present were myself, subcommittee members Jackie Doherty and Mr. Leary. From the school department, we had Superintendent Scott, Deputy Superintendent Franco, and Assistant Superintendent Murphy, and we were joined by parent Elizabeth Baldwin. The meeting was called to discuss our current kindergarten age requirement. And we did talk a great deal about kind of the history, how the district had come to this conclusion about 9 years ago of using a September 1st date as the kind of tipping point for students as they're entering the kindergarten. I think we discussed what I think is even more substantive, the challenges that we're facing in terms of successfully implementing differentiated instruction across all of our schools, not just at the kindergarten level, but throughout. And I think we received some great information from the Ms. Baldwin, who had joined us, about her particular situation. I think it also informed us a great deal about overall what our teachers and what our students are facing in those early grades. We did, after a great deal of discussion, determine that we will be maintaining the September 1st as a deadline for, age for enrollment in kindergarten. But we did request that the administration do a little research and come back to us so that we can have some informed discussion about how we're using assessment and timelines, what kind of, that there are some districts that are using, that do have kind of exemption policies in place for students who may be coming from unique situations, coming back into a public school district from another outside school, or a lot of those other kind of unique situations that we want to be able to address as effectively as we can. So they will be coming back to the curriculum subcommittee with some additional research from some of our colleague districts here in the state, and some recommendations for the curriculum committee to consider as we move forward. So again, I thank all who were in attendance, especially our parent who had joined us, in the middle of a work day, so that was very much appreciated. And I would submit that as a report of progress of the curriculum subcommittee.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion? Why don't we take a roll call vote on that, because I think it's implementing some changes and plans, no? No? Okay, accept the reporter's report of progress by Mr. Conway, seconded by Ms. Fattacani. All in favor, signify by saying aye. The report has been accepted and placed on file. The Joint Community Partnership and Finance Subcommittee, David Conway and Jim Leary.
Quickly, thank you very much, Mayor. It was again, it was a joint community partnerships and finance subcommittee meeting chaired by Dave Conway and myself. All the members were in attendance. In addition, the superintendent of schools, the assistant superintendent Jay Lang, as well as the headmaster William J. Samaras. From the community members present were James Cook from the Lowell Plan, George Duncan, chairman of the board from Enterprise Bank, parents Joseph Longton from the Citywide Parent Council, and John Gabriel from the Citywide Parent Council. It was a beginning of a discussion regarding how we can be more proactive or aggressive as it relates to the budget situation that we're currently in right now and what we're anticipating coming next year. The dialogue was a good dialogue. We at this point believe we're going to have additional conversations coming up. We can get into more greater detail later on. We had two specific motions as a result of our initial meeting. The motions both obviously revolved around the budget and discussions we're going to have in the future. The first motion by Ms. Doherty and second by Ms. Fattacani was to request that the Superintendent Scott present an example of the type of services that would be eliminated in the event that the Lowell Public Schools receives different increments of $5 million cut, $10 million cut, and a $15 million budget cut for the reduction in the FY 2011 budget. And that was a motion that was approved by everybody in attendance. And I make that, the exercise, and Mr. Conway may want to expand on this, the exercise of doing this is to not to make solidified decisions as to what we'll be doing in June of May or June of next year, 2010, but giving an idea to the public as to what it could look like if we do receive these massive cuts, so we can begin that dialogue and begin an action plan to address that, to either prevent it, eliminate it, or how we would look, and can people accept that? So I think that is that's kind of the basis of beginning an additional dialogue we plan on having in January. So that was in a form of a motion I'd make right now. I'm looking for, I guess, a second, and then Mr. Conway might want to expand on that as well.
Mr. Conway?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I think that Mr. Leary explained it quite well. I think what I'd like to do is just add that over the years, the business community quite often, we certainly, as a school department, tap into them numerous times. But for the most part, we tap into them for the financial reasons. And I have had many experiences firsthand, and they are always there to help out the school department. But I think this is a little bit different, that we're asking the business community to join as a true partner. And quite often, I think that the business community has been kind of left out of the school department. And I think this here is a great opportunity. It's a beginning to include the business community, and because they have tremendous resources, and I don't mean just financial resources, but I'm talking about the expertise to perhaps help in getting us through some of these difficult economic times that we're going to be faced with. Because obviously businesses have gone through that roller coaster of the economy over the years, and we find that many of these businesses that we're talking with, obviously they have survived. So I think it's important to tap into those ideas. And once again, it's a great beginning, and I look forward to future meetings. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
And I guess looking for a second to that as a motion. Yes. Mr. Conway, you could second that. That'd be nice.
I'll second it.
Thank you.
I must say that this is an excellent report, and it's showing leadership and vision, and rather than wait until we have a serious financial dilemma, I think we're ahead of the curve on this whole issue. So I want to compliment everybody who attended this very important meeting. I think it's also important that we have a roll call vote, and let it be known that we have taken a vote, not a yes vote, but a roll call vote, to let Manager Lynch and the city side of government know that we're serious about this issue. Anyone have a discussion on that?
I guess I think you're 100% correct, Mayor. I think we have two motions from that committee, and we could add a third in addition to what you just said. The first one was made by myself and second by Mr. Conway, just really having the administration go through what would it look like if we had a $5 million cut, a $10 million cut.
Right.
And again, this motion is not to say that this is a solidified what we'd all would vote on.
Right.
It's just so we can begin the discussions of how to attack the problem.
Right. So you don't have a problem, we take a roll call on the entire...
Well, I got two specific ones. We have to take this one and then another one, and then we could do another one if you'd like, Mayor. I got two motions that I have to bring up from next
Okay, we'll
subcommittee.
take a roll call on the first motion that was presented. Roll call?
Ms. Martin? Mayor Caulfield?
Yes.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Ms. Doherty? Ms. Fattacante?
Yes.
Mr. Leahy?
Yes.
Mr. Leary?
Yes.
6 yeas, 1 absent, approved.
On the
This-
second motion?
The second motion was made by Mr. Leahy and second by Ms. Fattacani, I apologize, to request that the Superintendent Scott correspond with City Manager Lynch and request the amount, if any, that would be reduced from the Lowell Public Schools FY 2010 operating budget in the event that the Lowell City Council does not approve the meal tax option. And I guess I put that as a form of a motion, but I guess what that derives from is during the budget deliberations, Mr. Leahy asked a specific question of the city manager: if you don't have the revenues, tax revenues from the meals tax or otherwise, do you anticipate additional cut to the school department? And at that time, the city manager said that was very likely. So we just want to get that specific, if that's still the case, if so, how much that would be. And I'll open that dialogue like you just articulated, Mayor, as well.
Okay. Any other discussion on that motion? Let's take a roll call vote on that one. So,
Who seconded it?
second by John Leahy.
Leahy. Ms. Martin? Mayor Caulfield?
Yes.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Ms. Doherty? Ms. Fattacante?
Yes.
Mr. Leahy?
Yes.
Mr. Leary?
Yes.
6 yeas, 1 absent, approved.
Tom Moses, the CFO on the city side of the government, he gave us an update on Governor Patrick's proposed cuts. And even though the legislature is saying that local aid will not be cut, these cuts are definitely going to trickle down and affect us somehow, some way. So it's, I believe it was $600 million cut someplace along the line. So Just keep our fingers crossed.
Accept the reporter's report of progress.
Accept the reporter's report of progress. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The report has been accepted, placed on file. John Leahy?
Sure, thank you, Your Honor. Would you know if that vote's coming up for the meal tax before the end of the year, or?
I really don't know, John. Nothing has been presented to us by the manager.
Okay.
And I do know the council has mixed emotions on that whole issue. And, you know, we have many fine restaurants in the city. Some of them
Right.
are just keeping their head above water. And it's a very delicate issue.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. So,
okay, thank you.
okay. Moving on with the agenda, reports of the superintendent marketing of the Teacher Academy.
Thank you, Your Honor. I bring this forward at this time because we need to set up a revolving account in order to bring in monies for our teacher academy. We presented a few months ago now to the school committee the notion of offering our professional development offerings through the teacher academy to other local districts as well as initial licensure programs. So at this time, what we need, I'll bring you to, so that basically summarizes the memo, and the last paragraph of the memo is a request to formally set up a revolving account so that we can bring in these monies into the district. Mr. Lane, did you have anything else to add to that? Nope.
Did you have one other report, Madam Superintendent?
Well, I would ask the committee then to accept Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 71, Section 71E, and establish an adult continuing education revolving account. I need a vote.
Move for approval by Mrs. Martin, seconded by Mr. Leahy. Roll call.
This is to set up the revolving account, right?
Right.
Ms. Martin,
Yes.
Mayor Caulfield,
Yes.
Mr. Conway,
Yes.
Ms. Doherty, Ms. Fattacante.
Yes?
Mr. Leahy. Mr. Leary.
Yes.
6 yeas, 1 absent, approved.
And the other report?
The Bridge Program annual report is in your packet.
Annual report from David McHugh,
That's all.
Cannon Middle School. Go ahead.
Moving on to conventions.
Your Honor, I just want to say something about the Bridge Program. I think we need to remember what this is named after, and that's the David McHugh Alternative Program. Dave McHugh literally gave his life for the Lowell School Department. And this is a wonderful reminder of what good teaching does for kids who have some problems.
Yeah.
I just didn't want us to pass by this and call it the Bridge Program without us recognizing as a committee the person that we named it after and why we named it after him. Thank you.
Okay. Accept the report from the
Accept the
superintendent by
report,
Dave
placed on
Conway,
file.
seconded by Regina Fattacani. Any more discussion on this report? And I knew David McHugh, all of us knew, and the dedication, not only from him, but his entire family in education. And it was a tragedy what happened. All in favor of accepting that report, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, that report has been accepted and placed on file. New business, Madam Superintendent.
Thank you. Under conventions and conferences, I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate our cross-country track team. They're off to the 2009 Massachusetts All-State Cross-Country Track Championships. And there's a request for the track coach along with the cross-country track team members to attend this event in Northfield, Mass. to be held on Friday, November the 20th and Saturday, November the 21st. All expenses will be paid by LHS Athletic Department and will not exceed $1,000.
Move for approval by Mr. Leary, seconded by Ms. Fattacani. Roll call.
Ms. Martin,
Yes.
Mayor Caulfield,
Yes.
Mr. Conway,
Yes.
Ms. Doherty, Ms. Fattacante,
Yes?
Mr. Leahy,
Yes?
Mr. Leary.
Yes.
6 yeas, 1 absent, approved.
Is there anything else to discuss? Yes, John?
Thank you. Through you to the superintendent, I just had a question. We got some emails this week on our website,
Yes.
and Could you tell us do we have anybody managing that, or we need to get it updated, or?
Right, we do. Now, I did have a meeting with the staff person today, and as you can appreciate, again, we have and continue to be stressed with regards to being able to maintain our websites at our schools and at the district level. I do think we have, after today's meeting, the district level sorted out so that it will be updated. You used to have in the past, like the subcommittee meetings, they are now going to be posted again, as well as upcoming meetings. They will also be there in a timely fashion. So I believe that, and the parent who kindly emailed us, that has also been contacted and informed that it's updated, and thank you for the feedback.
Okay. So could you just, again,
You'd like the staff person's name?
No, how do we take, because I was wondering, thinking about the partnership meeting, do we need to maybe reach out to the community and get some help on this and try to keep our website updated and going on, or?
We definitely do need financial assistance in the area of technology, and as of 6 weeks ago, Bill Samaras and I and Wendy, Jack, and Jean Franco and Jay Lang were on a conference call with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Lowell being one of 3 school districts in the state that they are looking at to help fund with regards to technology websites, and we definitely want to target our high school. We haven't heard back from that conversation, but pleased that we are one of 3. So we are reaching out to, again, big funders who could help us with this particular issue. Race to the Top monies that are out there, various proposals. We will be targeting around technology, our STEM pathway, and especially our level 4 schools. We're going to have a STEM component where we can address these technology issues, which go way beyond a website presence. But it will take external dollars to be able to deliver what we feel we really need to.
All right, because I was just thinking, even the motion that Mr. Leary had put in last month, and a friend of mine was up from California, and he can go to his email, and he can go to his son's classroom report in middle school.
Right.
And he can get the full report on test scores, quizzes, homeworks, everything. So, I mean,
Right.
you know, where Mr. Leary and Mr. Conway have started this partnership thing, you know, maybe we should really try to expand on that and
Right.
put this in the forefront and try to get our websites up and running, get our
Right.
classrooms online too.
It would definitely be a miss on my part not to share then just how dire our technology needs are within our buildings. Teachers don't have computers that they need access to in their classrooms. Boot up time for people to get online is too long. We have server network issues that are continuously problematic for our teachers. So there are many challenges with regards to technology, and although I'm aware of initiatives like that you speak of, for us to be able, I just want to be really upfront and honest with you, that would take a huge investment of finances for us to be even just to bring up our staff to the level that we think they should be at, and then even the people it costs, and again, I can pass this over to Mr. Lang if he would like to give comment as well, but technology infrastructure throughout our system requires people to maintain it, and at this point in time, we have, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Lang, but we have 1 person for PCs in the system, we have 1 person for Apple for this entire district, and, we hire additional support when we need it through a consultant. It's just we do not have a lot of resources.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Leary?
Just quickly, and thank you for Mr. Leahy to bring it up. I guess the key is really if you can put a plan in place and then say, here's what kind of like, here's our wish list of what it would look like. Let us make determinations in funding. We can move things and make decisions on it because I think it does have significant value. I don't know if we're going to be coming right off the bat with a Cadillac version. That might not happen right off the bat, but it should be something we're striving for and improving. I know that the Washington School has something in place already. I know that, I guess the Sullivan School has something in place. And unfortunately, the Sullivan which is a great thing to have it in place. You can't pull it off our main website. But if something we can tie in to make sure we're all working, I'm not going to use the word synergy next year, so this is the last time I'm going to use it, because Ms. Martin doesn't like my word synergy. I think synergy, things that are connecting together like that, connecting is my new word. We're going to connect. Connecting stuff like that is very cool in using the technology moving forward. As Mr. Lee said, parents are using it in a lot of different districts. Not every district is there, but it's something that we just have a plan in place, and then we go out and get the funding to do it, whether it be the Gates Foundation, et cetera. Thank you, though, and I know we're working on it. I know we have the right people in place to do it, and that's a good start. Thanks.
Okay. Any other discussion on that issue? Well, before we adjourn, I have an announcement for the committee and all the viewers at home. This is an invitation to a free holiday concert at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium featuring the United States Air Force Band of Liberty, Tuesday, December 1st, 7 p.m. It is free. And if you ever attended the Tops in Blue or any of those military bands, they're absolutely phenomenal. And for tickets are located at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium box office. The phone number is 978-454-2299. You will not be disappointed if you attend this great concert. Any other discussion or debate, anything? With that said, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn by Ms. Martin, seconded by Ms. Fattacani. Thank you.